Hello, Wichita, and welcome to Council Chat. With me is my good friend, Councilmember Bryan Frye from District 5.
Hey, Mike, how you doing today?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Ready for the weekend?
Yeah, as long as I'm staying inside and out of the 105-degree temperature, I think I should be all right.
Oh, no, this is when I get yard work done, and do some honeydew projects around the house.
In the house. In the house.
In the house? Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're in a little better shape than I am if you're doing it outside.
No, I could always work on more exercise, that's for sure. But no, it's going to be a hot weekend. Just seems like it's been a blazing summer already.
Yeah.
So it's important to remind our citizens and our neighbors to take care of themselves and stay inside if you can and drink plenty of water.
That's right.
I don't know when we're going to break on this weather, but I'm a summer lover.
Yeah.
I love the summer, so I'm enjoying it. But I know it's not for everyone.
The winter or the weather teased us a couple weeks ago and gave us 4 or 5 days of mild temperature.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that time period.
Oh, of course. Well, we had a short council meeting this week. I know there's not a lot on our agenda to talk about today, so
every once in a while, I guess we get a nice easy one. So
and then we get ones that take all day, all night.
Right.
Sometimes
it balances it out. The 8-hour council meetings and the half-hour council meetings. But
Yep. But there's always certain things we always do. I know we have a proclamation or two this week. We've got public comment, which is always good. We always do the board of bids and contracts.
Yep.
And that's just normal part of our business meeting.
Yep.
We have to do that
every week. It's seeing what projects are coming out, putting them out to bids, and that way businesses around Wichita can put in their bid on it and hopefully do business with us.
And it didn't used to be part of the record as part of the council meeting. My first term on council, it was decided that this was going to be something that we were going to do on a regular basis to highlight those bid awards, to show our neighbors what we're spending on projects,
right,
and to be very open and transparent about it, because the city does spend a lot of money on things, and it's important for our neighbors to know what those dollars are being spent on.
Right.
So,
hey, transparency is a good thing. I'm sure the people of Wichita appreciate the
they should know.
added transparency. Amen.
They absolutely should too. So another exciting project that we're going to hear about on Tuesday is the third speculative warehouse project for the ICT 21, which is the old refinery site at 21st and the Canal Route. And there's been 2 that have been built or in construction right now. And then this is a third IRB project for another, I think it's almost a 200,000 square foot spec warehouse, which is fantastic, seeing that former brownfield, just a piece of land that wasn't being utilized,
right,
getting rebirthed and populated with some very important infrastructure. This is another great project. Those IRBs helped that property bring tax value back to the city coffers, which wasn't producing very much money. It's going to be able to now produce property tax and additional revenue to help fund other projects.
Right.
So it's great reuse of that land. It's exciting to see. It just continues to grow out there.
I'm going to be honest, it's a great learning project for me because this is one of the first big ones that we did this year, my first year. So just seeing how it develops as it moves along, and hopefully we start reaping the rewards of this here soon.
Yeah.
And so I really appreciate being able to watch how these economic tools that we have in our toolbox actually work for us.
And again, this isn't going to create any new taxes for our neighbors, for our residents. It's going to generate increase in property value, which then goes back into the community.
Right.
So that's a great thing.
Win-win.
Yes, absolutely. Another win-win. Thank you for that segue. Hyatt proceeds. Several years ago when the city sold the Hyatt, we took part of the proceeds and split it up among all the 6 districts. And there's still some money left in District 1. And Councilmember Johnson has identified some of that remaining dollars to be spent on some very cool projects. I know one of them is about $20,000 for programs and initiatives for summer evening rec and community day programs for our youth, and to be able to have additional programming during the summertime in the evening for them. So that's a great use of it. Again, create more opportunities for our young folks to be able to have productive, fun evenings, right? And so I'm proud of that he's been able to keep some of that money for our youth. So, and then I think he had a couple others too.
Yeah. The number one indicator of how you're going to do in life is third grade reading level. So that's definitely a worthwhile program. Another one is $15,000 to the Kansas Aviation Museum in support of the Black Aviators exhibit. I believe it's going to be the Rip Gooch Memorial. If you are not familiar, Rip Gooch is a longtime legislator from Wichita, and he also was it the Army, the Air Corps in the Army, or was he Air Force? He was in the military,
right, and
served in the Air Corps there, and he also was just a lifelong aviator. So a lot of really cool things with that memorial that's going to go on, and I think they're going to do a bang-up job with it.
Yeah, I had the honor of serving with Rip on the board of directors for the Kansas Aviation Museum for 6 years, and he was extremely passionate about that building and the history of it. So it's great to see this honor that will be in his name and that exhibit. So very worthwhile.
Yes, sir. And they also have a Women of Aviation exhibit that's going to open up here in the next couple of weeks. So
good stuff.
Yeah, check out the Aviation Museum. It's one of our hidden gems in the city.
Yeah, Ben Saucede is doing a great job out there.
He sure is. Yep. Another one that he's going to look at is a neighborhood grant program for District 1 that will receive additional $44,000, and that'll total almost $80,000 that he's put into that program. So
yeah, the Hyatt, the gift that keeps giving.
Yeah.
It's been a great sale for the city of Wichita, and make some nice improvements throughout the city with those dollars.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So last night, we'll talk about this real quick because we're right in the middle of budget season. The last night we had our first evening meeting since you've been on council. We've been doing those evening meetings for budget for several years now, and it's always interesting to see how many people show up for it. We had a small crowd. I think we had more staff than general public.
I think so.
But it's an important part of the process.
Yeah, absolutely. Giving people a chance to be involved in what their government does and where we spend our money. It's a great chance for working people, which that's what our city is full of, is working people to be able to come down and have their say. Maybe we just did a really good job this year with the budget. There wasn't too many concerns. Animal control got brought up a couple of times, but aside from that, I think we have a solid budget this year.
You bring up, maybe not as many people show up for it, but I think also what's changed over the years is communications team have more avenues to get the word out between social media, neighborhood town hall, virtual town halls. We certainly have our Facebook pages and our newsletters. And so there's a lot more ways for people to learn about the budget and weigh in on it as opposed to just a standard meeting. So it's great to be able to take advantage of all those opportunities. Maybe we don't get as much interaction at an evening meeting as we'd like, but it's also maybe a good sign that the budget that we put together, staff has put together, does check enough of the boxes that people are, okay, it's a good proposal.
Yeah, and our emails are constantly our inboxes are full of people's comments on the budget and other issues. So we appreciate those. Keep those coming. We get back to you as best as we can.
Yeah, we still have a couple of more opportunities for input. We don't approve the budget till August 23rd, which is normally it's a consent meeting, but we've made that a regular meeting so that we can take official action and hopefully approve the budget by that date. So that's what we still have remaining. Again, still a couple of opportunities to weigh in, email us, call us, stop us in the grocery store. I get that a lot. But let us know what your thoughts are and where we're at. So
absolutely. So I know you're a baseball guy. Have you made it out to the NBC World Series?
I have. I went to Hutchinson for the opening day. Saw a game there. 2 grand slams in one game. That was kind of interesting. And then yesterday I was at an afternoon game for a little bit.
Yeah.
So we're entering into the finals. Saturday is the championship round. at X Stadium at 6 o'clock, and there's fireworks afterwards. So get out there and see some great baseball. So it's exciting, and Wind Surge continues to do very well.
Yeah.
So it's, I'm a football guy, so I'm ready for football to get going.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy a good baseball game.
Yeah.
So.
The Royals aren't doing so good this year, so I think I'm ready for the Chiefs to get going.
Yep.
My old wrestling coach, Charles Knox, back in the days of Lawrence Dumont Wranglers, when the Wranglers were there, he was Dancing Charlie.
Oh, really?
And
yeah, I know that. That's right.
I saw he, in fact, brought Dancing Charlie out of retirement yesterday.
Nice.
So I got to see a clip of that, and it just warms my heart and takes me back 20 years.
So for those that don't know, Dancing Charlie was a beer concessionaire, peanuts, beer, and he sold, and then he would dance on the dugout.
Yeah.
And very good dancer.
Yeah.
But he was very well known at Lawrence Dumont Stadium.
Yeah. I worked at Lawrence Dumont, and one time I got to get up there and dance with him. And
okay, I'm paying to see that. Let's
I hope
go.
that there are no this is before
I hear
YouTube,
council dance off in our future.
You guys don't want that. I do a mean water sprinkler, so that's about all I can do nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Pick an apple, put it in the basket.
These are just on audio only. There's no visual for these council chats.
Sure.
Right? Okay. We're having fun, so it's good. Well, hey, I know we got Neighborhood Night Out coming up Tuesday. I think I've got half a dozen, maybe 6 or 8.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. It's always good to get out and visit with neighborhoods and see what's going on in theirs and hear what they have to say. Maybe I'll get some budget comments.
Hey, there we go. Always an opportunity.
How many do you have on your schedule? Have you
9.
looked? 9? Okay.
9, yeah.
It's tough to get them all in.
It is. It is. You don't feel like you
spend enough time at each one because you got to get to the next one.
Right,
yeah.
right. 5 or 10 minutes, say hi, listen to some people and talk about their issues and mosey on. And I know we're having a pretty nice one at Clapp Park in conjunction with Ducks Flying Disc, who runs the Disc Pro shop there. So that's one that that'll be interesting. And then Plainview always does a pretty big one. So
Sure.
I'm looking forward to Plainview's.
Sure.
And I also have a district breakfast coming up next Saturday, not this upcoming Saturday.
13th? Okay.
So those are fun, and Pastor Moore and his church, they do a really good job with the breakfast.
Cool.
And of course, I'm going to always get down on the sausage and eggs.
There you go. Well, now it's making me hungry for lunch. So let's wrap this up so we can go eat.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Wichita, thank you for joining us. We always enjoy sharing with you some things that are going on behind the scenes with our council chat. So be sure to subscribe and follow us on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Stay cool.
Bye, Wichita.